I'm Jacqueline Quinn, Deputy Director at DCRAC. I'm here to help you with your housing, tax, or title problem, so give me a call anytime, and I'm happy to meet to see what we can do together.
My name is Joe Gross. I'm the Credit Clinic Director here at DCRAC. I'm the one that would sit down with you, develop a budget, figure out a spending plan, pull your credit report, and see if there's any way we can improve that.
Hi, my name is Lillian Harrison, and I'm the Housing Director for DCRAC. And as the Housing Director, I help people with foreclosure prevention, pre-purchase counseling, credit, and budgeting. And it's absolutely my pleasure to serve you.
Hi, my name is Anthony Doring. I'm Delaware's free tax attorney and the director at the DCRAC Low Income Tax Clinic. If you receive a notice from the IRS, please give me a call as soon as possible so I can schedule you for a free consultation.
Hi, my name is Maricela Tovar Rangel, and I am responsible for doing the intake process here at DCRAC. And I also manage the credit union, Stepping Stones Community Federal Credit Union, y también hablo español.
Hi, my name is Christian Tijerino. I work for DCRAC as an outreach director. I enjoy working for community and local families.
Well, hello Delaware, how are you? I am Rashmi Rangan. This is not my usual time, so for some of you, maybe I will need to spend a little time telling you about who I am and what I'll be talking about. For others, hello, it's good to be back. So I'm here from 3:30 to 4 today. Normally, we are on the first Sunday of every month from 3 to 4. Around elections, I am so humbled and honored to share my time with candidates because I so deeply believe voting is a right and it is our right. And like I said last time, your ancestors fought for those rights so that I could vote. There is no way I'd ever throw that right away. I have voted every single primaries and general elections. So should you. I'm so ashamed that we as a people don't go to polls in the numbers that we need to. This is a right we continue to fight. You're reading about recounts and things that happened just this election cycle. So, although elections are over, I think the fact that we need to vote, that fact ain't over. So be prepared for the next round. My name is Rashmi. It's pronounced Rush-me, as in don't rush me. I have been with the Delaware Community Reinvestment Action Council for almost 28, maybe 29 years. So, in 1988, I landed in the United States, of all places, Newark, Delaware, with my husband and our 4-year-old daughter. In a year before I arrived, DCRAC was already founded by Jim Sills, who was elected a representative from the city of Wilmington, also a professor at the University of Delaware. So, 89, I went looking for a job. And as a student, I could only work at the University of Delaware. So, somebody told me Jim Sills is looking for an intern. And I basically plonked myself outside his office for probably a day because nobody knew when, nobody that I asked knew when he would be in his office. So, came, I barged in. Do you have 2 minutes? He said, certainly. I said, I hear you're looking for an intern, and I am making myself available for that internship. He said, all right, sweetie, how about you start on Monday? And my link to DCRAC began in 1989. So 2 years after DCRAC was founded, I was doing research, I was doing HMDA data, I was collecting reports because DCRAC had signed 5-year CRA agreements with 3 banks, Delaware Trust, WSFS, and Bank of Delaware. Right, these 3 banks had 5-year CRA agreements, and every month they used to send us reports, and I used to put those reports together, and any analysis that I needed to do, any writing, any minutes, anything that Professor Sills needed. But all of that work that I did was related to DCRAC. The best time, my learning, my research skills, understanding of data were the 2 years that I was an intern for Jim Sills at DCRAC. And then, all of you know, he became the first African-American mayor of the city of Wilmington. And as he became mayor, he took the executive committee at DCRAC with him in his executive office. So DCRAC was kind of not functioning for about 2 years. It had a board, but no staff and no funding, no programs. I moved on to become a housing counselor at Encol Research. So as a housing counselor, I was the first-time home buyer counselor. And in those early 1990s, I'd already seen what I had that background of CRA advocacy, HMDA analysis. So I'd seen numbers, and I hadn't seen people. So the year 9 months that I was a housing counselor, I made up for it. And I actually saw so many first-time homeowners, their struggles in becoming first-time homeowner, and the kind of preparedness that we needed to do to ensure that their application wouldn't be turned down. And as luck would have it, once the strategic plan was done by the board, and they said, okay, we need an executive director. Certainly I wasn't their first choice. Certainly I wasn't their second choice. But boom, third choice, and I've been here for 25 years doing this. And on this television program I've been on since February 1999. So I truly, really appreciate and thank you so much for letting me into your homes. All these years, my focus has always been on money, money, money. And recently, there were 2 research papers that I read, And out of those two papers, there were two statistics that are very powerful, that give real meaning to the work that my organization does. One stat is very sobering. For an average African American family, it will take 228 years to build the wealth that an average white family has today if the trend continues. And looking around, looks like trends will continue, so we have to change the trend, which is why voting is so important. The second statistic shocked me to my core, because we have been working so hard to narrow the gap of home ownership between Black America and white America. But the gap in home ownership is wider today between these two races in America than it was in the Jim Crow era. And a third stat is that zero income families, but based on race of the family, some start with zero wealth, negative wealth, or positive wealth. And you can guess how that differentiation happens. Well, we all know the history. We all know policies that actually gave some of us a leg up and some of us nothing. So how do we change? We have to get really, really engaged. We can't live in a world of our own and think that the problem will go away. The problem will not go away. We must act. So what kind of actions must we take? First, get engaged. Serve on a committee, serve on a commission. Campaign season will begin. Serve on campaigns. Get your neighbors mobilized. Have discussions. Talk about money. That's how we learn about money. Now, 30 years ago when I came to America, one of the subtle things I picked up was we talked about everything under the sun, but when it came to money, we did not discuss it at all. Not in the families, not with our friends. We just don't discuss money with the idea of learning from our friends' family. My story is simple. Nobody ever sat down and taught me money. I was seeing it, I was hearing it all the time. It was all around me growing up. We were a cash society. My dad used to come home on the first of the month and give my mom that stack of his pay, because it wasn't a paycheck back then. When I was little, it was a big stack of money that was his pay, and my mom would skim from the top, pay all the bills, and whatever was remaining, she would divide into 5 piles. And curious that I am, I would ask my mom, "What are you doing?" And mom would tell me, "Look, your dad won't have pension or retirement income, so I need to plan for that. Plus, I have to make sure you guys get educated and all of you get married, so I need to save for that." Then the bills have to be paid. We don't have credit. And the remainder is to divide it for our weekly survival. So I'd say, okay, why 5 piles? I mean, there are only 2 months in a year that have 5 weeks. Most of the times, month is 4 weeks long. And my mom would say this is the way that she saves money for planned purchases at the end of the year. And usually that is around Diwali. On that note, happy Diwali. Diwali is the Hindu festival of lights. So we have lights, firecrackers. Last night, me, my husband, and our granddaughters went and celebrated with some friends of ours, all colorful dresses, lit the lamps, and lots of fireworks. And my granddaughters simply loved it. Today is my daughter's and son-in-law's 7th anniversary. And this month, me and my husband celebrated 37th anniversary. So we are really, really celebrating. November is a month of celebration for us. But in the month of November is when my mom would buy things like a refrigerator or a couch or a bedroom furniture. Remember, I mentioned briefly that it wasn't a credit society, so we had to save everything to put 100% down for whatever we wanted, including a house. So we have it really good in America where we could become a homeowner with 0% down, 1%, 2%, 3%, 5%. My mom had to put 100% down to become a homeowner. Home ownership is how wealth is built in America. When you own your home free and clear, you have value against which, an asset against which you could borrow money. That asset you could leave to your children, grandchildren, so they start with wealth. I think until I came to America, the homeownership bug had not yet bit me. But after I landed here and I paid rent for a couple of months, it hurt. It was so much that I was paying in rent. I'd done the calculations and I knew that if I stayed within my means, my mortgage will be cheaper than the rent that I'm paying. Plus, when I'm paying rent, I'm making somebody else rich. But when I'm paying mortgage, not only am I making me rich, the beauty of the mortgage is that me, a homeowner, is getting a huge tax break because interest, taxes, etc. that I was paying was what I was claiming as a deduction on my tax returns. So, I would say home ownership is the first step to becoming wealthy. But before, so that's the ladder of wealth that you can climb is home ownership, very first rung. But before that, you need to place that ladder on something that is a very strong foundation. So what is that strong foundation? Simply put, two things: savings and credit. When you have good savings and when you have a good credit, wealth begins to be built. So, savings is easier said than done, but we know a penny saved is a penny earned. But unfortunately, every single day we are bombarded: buy now, pay later. Buy now, pay later is easier than penny saved, penny earned. So in that context, how do you make sure you make savings a priority? So when I came to the US in my early years, I would say the first 2 years were the most difficult years financially speaking. I did not earn enough income to pay my bills. But I had promised myself this would not be forever, and savings was something that I had learned from my mom, skim from the top. But there was no ability for me to skim from the top. So if I was bringing in $600, I was spending $700. How in the world could I save $60? There was just mathematically an impossibility. So I had an empty shoebox into which every month or every payday I would write an IOU. I'd write a tiny little slip of paper and I would say, okay, I should have saved this much this paycheck, which I didn't. But when my situation changes, I will. And situation changed. Within 2 years, my husband got a full-time job, so our income tripled. But we we really continued to look for ways to be cheap and proud. So our expenses kept going down, income kept going up, and all of that spread I was saving because I had that dream of home ownership. Every paycheck, I would sock away as much as I could towards one day becoming a homeowner. I was also not, really, truly, in every way, I was blessed. The economy was wonderful. I could earn an interest rate of 13% on my one-year CD. Those rates I haven't seen in the last 20 years. So I was saving money in CDs. I was laddering them. I would save for 1 year, then I would save for 9 months, then 6 months, then 3 months. So all my CD would mature, and when they mature, I was still not ready to become a homeowner. So I put all of that savings back into another 1 year CD. But 2 years of very, living poor and loving it, I continued to live poor and love it for another 2 years. And in 4 years, I was ready to explore home ownership. And I explored and became a homeowner within 5 years. So it was not my dream home. It was my first home. I was no longer paying a rent check. Savings is critical, very critical component of building wealth. There are many ways to save. One that I regularly promote is the 52-week savings challenge. Week 1, save $1. Week 2, save $2. Week 3, $3. Week 50, $50. Week 52, $52. If you stick to that, after 1 year, you'll have $1,378. So that's one way of saving. Another way of saving is every time you go shopping, your grocery shopping, you use coupons, pay the whole thing, and then coupon savings put aside in a shoebox or an envelope as savings. There are 100 ways to save, and you know them. Save, save. Save because with that money, you will start a very strong foundation for tomorrow, which could be home ownership. And don't let that dream be extinguished by anyone. Home ownership can be true for anyone and everyone. If you want it, you can get it. You should want it, and we will be more than happy to work to get it to you. So at DCRAC, we have a credit clinic where we help you with savings, credit, truth in lending, and your journey towards borrowing smartly. It could be a car, it could be a student loan, it could be to buy a house. We have a housing clinic that is for foreclosure prevention. We have legal services, tax clinic. If you are in trouble with Uncle Sam, you will receive free service from us by an attorney barred in the state of Delaware and can take you all the way and represent you in tax court. It's a free service. We also offer through Jacqueline Quinn offers you assistance with transferring title to your name. You could be a homeowner, but the title isn't in your name. And we do tons of advocacy around payday lending, title lending, Community Reinvestment Act, etc., and keeping the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, strong. This Veterans Day, I want to thank all the veterans who give so much their service and sacrifice to us. One way that we thank our veterans is to advocate very strongly around strong consumer protections from payday lending abusers for our veterans. Lastly, we also have a credit union, Stepping Stones Community Federal Credit Union, located at 603 North Church Street. We are open Monday evenings 3 to 6, although tomorrow we are closed for Veterans Day. Tuesdays 11:30 to 2:30, the van is in front at 600 South Harrison Street. Thursday, we are open from 11:30 to 2:30, and Fridays 3 to 6. In order to become a member of the credit union, you should live, work, worship, study in the city of Wilmington, have a valid photo ID, and come in during the hours we are open, and we can open your account. We'll put the first $5 into your account. We offer direct deposit, ATM, that is surcharge-free cash withdrawals at several ATMs in our network. That is the gift from our banking partners. So you don't pay to get paid. You don't have to use a check casher. You don't have to use the payroll card. You can have your direct check or benefit check deposited into your account. Use the ATM card for your cash withdrawals. So that can be your credit union. It is a credit union, so your deposits are insured by the NCUA. As your credit union, you own it. You are a member of the credit union. And a credit union also lends money. So you can apply for loans, secured loans, signature loans, and auto loans. So with that, I am so delighted that you gave me half an hour of your time. I will see you next month. It'll be the first Sunday in December. So thank you so much.
I'm Jacqueline Quinn, Deputy Director at DCRAC. I'm here to help you with your housing, tax, or title problem. So give me a call anytime, and I'm happy to meet to see what we can do together.
My name is Joe Gross. I'm the Credit Clinic Director here at DCRAC. I'm the one that would sit down with you, develop a budget, figure out a spending plan, pull your credit report, and see if there's any way we can improve that.
Hi, my name is Lillian Harrison, and I'm the Housing Director for DCRAC. And as the Housing Director, I help people with foreclosure prevention, pre-purchase counseling, credit, and budgeting. And it's absolutely my pleasure to serve you.
Hi, my name is Anthony Doring. I'm Delaware's free tax attorney and the director at the DCRAC Low Income Tax Clinic. If you receive a notice from the IRS, please give me a call as soon as possible so I can schedule you for a free consultation.
Hi, my name is Maricela Tovar Rangel, and I am responsible for doing the intake process here at DCRAC. And I also manage the credit union, Stepping Stones Community Federal Credit Union, y también hablo español.
Hi, my name is Cristian Tillerino. I work for DCRAC as an outreach director. I enjoy working for community and local families.